Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Play. Today we're taking a look at Space Station Zero, the new solo / cooperative war game from Snarling Badger Studios, which was published last year, and which is basically like a procedural exploration of a spaceship with space cruise solo style choose your own adventure game. So if you ever played those choose your own adventure sort of novels where you would flip to new encounter to new encounter to new encounter, it's a bit like that in game form. Now you can watch my GMG review of the rulebook up here in the cards, or you can just dive in and watch me build my first crew and start off with challenge number 1 as we enter the Spaceship Zero. The MacGuffin is that my ship, which is an exploration vessel, it's called the Acheron. It is docked on Space Station Zero, which is sort of like an Aleph point in the galaxy where all lost things turn up. And we're starting to explore the ship basically and make our home here because for whatever reason we can never leave. And we're encountering weird old machinery, weird mutants, robots, and all kinds of stuff. And as we make our first excursion into the zone, we bust into a sort of like landing area, a docking area, and start looking around. So show the table, show my crew, and we'll get this underway. So here I am all set up to play some Space Station Zero. I got my crew roster all done up with a 4-man crew plus my captain of the Acheron, and they are an exploration ship, which is docked here. So these are some lovely Sedition Wars miniatures from an old Mike McVeigh Kickstarter that I love and I'm giving new life to, and they were appropriately bright and colorful and fitting for this game. If I could find my Sedition Wars bad guys, which are in a, I don't know, box somewhere in this absolute nightmare of stuff that I have, I would have used them for the bad guys too. And if I can, I will continue to use them later on because they're perfect for this game. Or I don't want to scrounge eBay for more. I'm sure I can find them, but I don't want to. Yeah, so these guys are done up as my cat. We got Captain Dash. He is an explorer, so once per game, him or someone on his crew can just ignore death because they're survivors. It's a 4-man crew, so everyone's got 4s across the board, 6 life, and some bonuses. He gets a bonus +1 to his reaction for being an explorer. We have Clegg the engineer. He's a chief engineer because we're explorers. It gives him +1 to his reaction as an intelligence. Once per game, he can set the target number of a reaction or intelligence challenge for like the scenario with a bypass to 0. And then he's got weapon tuning. He can pick a gun in the crew, basically, for like the mission or the challenge to be +1 damage, which is cool. Or +1 combat stat, sorry. Then we've got Angie. She's my ace pilot. She's the ultimate ace, so she gets +2 to her reaction, which makes it a huge 6. And then she also is carrying one of my pieces of equipment, a hyper scanner, which gives her an extra 2 dice to reaction challenges for 8 dice. And then she has awareness +2 reaction dice to avoid damage or spot monsters. So she'd be reaction 10 to spot things or avoid damage. She's crazy fast. And then she's the ultimate ace. She can reroll a single 1 in a challenge, which usually lets her ignore a critical failure. She's pretty rad. So then we have Molson, the soldier, with his armor jacket. He has tactical vest on there. His tactical vest makes him armor 4. He has once per turn, he can reroll up to 2 combat dice because he's very well trained. And he's got a combat of 5 because of his class. And then Smythe, the doctor, has a +1 intelligence for intelligence 5. And then as a medical attention, as a special action, can make an intelligence X test on a 6+. So every even of 6+ or higher will count as success and heal a life on someone who's been damaged. And then he has one of my other special pieces of equipment, which is a medical bag, +2 dice to the medical attention test. So it makes it a total of 7 dice, looking for even 6+. Now on top of my 3 pieces of gear, which is my hyper scanner, my armor jacket, and my medi bag, everyone's got a sidearm. It's just a gun. It's ranged +2 combat dice. So we do the pew-pew, and maybe we find something cooler later on. And the last thing I was going to roll for it is an agenda. I'm going to roll to see what my secondary agenda is. This is my story mode. Tech. Your crew is in desperate need of a piece of ancient, powerful tech that's been rumored to exist deep in the space station. And we have to repair the Acheron to get away. So getting going. In the heart of deepest space, millions of light years from the Earth system, star, or planet resides an improbable structure floating in the silent darkness. Massive and ancient beyond imagination, it sleeps waiting for wayward travelers to find their new home. Cultures given a long enough timeline, regardless of the species, generally invent some method of breaking the impenetrable barrier of the speed of light. They eventually begin to travel throughout the stars near their planet of origin. These methods of fast and light travel are never perfect. All of them have a chance of failure, no matter how infinitesimally small. When a ship jumps, warps, or folds, or whatever they do, and the process fails, most of the time, the ships and their crews are torn to atoms and scattered across the cold, unfeeling universe. Sometimes, though, just sometimes, they find themselves billions of light years from where they started and in close orbit of an alien space station. Their communication systems crack to life. Space Station Zero will accept you, and Dock Zero's open. So a huge mega structure swallows the Acheron, and as they glide into the immense ship dock, they find they are not the first ship to arrive. Dozens of ships have come to rest here over time, their inhabitants having created a small safe area, a bastion of civilization between a few bulkheads. A bit of life in the vast, bitter emptiness of the space station. All of the species that find themselves here can unexpectedly communicate with each other, a strange side effect of the space station. Yet few have anything to say. Bars with homebrewed beer and sparse creature comforts are the only thing the residents of this little shantytown have to look forward to for the rest of their existence. The space station is alone, nothing but dead space for hundreds of millions of light years in all directions. Even the best ship couldn't make the journey in close to 100 lifetimes. Facing an empty existence of slow death from alcoholism, many crews turn to the only thing they can actually do, explore the deep recesses of the hidden secrets of the space station. Many never return, but a few have come back, bringing tales of incredible technology and dangerous creatures stalking the shadows. And what will our crew do? Well, we're going to go investigate. All right, so I'm getting ready to play, which means I've got some measuring devices, a handful of D12s in 2 different colors, and some D6s to track life. We're into the docking bay. Read the following before playing the challenge. Docking bay 0 is a relatively safe area within the vast darkness of the space station. Leaving it behind, you enter one of the countless docking bay access points that connect the safe zone to the wild and unexplored areas beyond. These bays are all broken down, barely lit, and full of dangers. Even the first steps into the depths of the space station are not easy. All right, so we have to roll a D12 first for our terrain, and then a D12 for what the challenge is going to be. So first, the terrain. We get a 6, which means there is 2 pieces of large terrain, 5x5. A pile of containers, and then let's say this loading vehicle. It'd be my 2 pieces of terrain. So there's really no like described, I guess, or super described way of doing it. I'm going to scatter them. For each quarter, the first quarter, it's gonna go over here, and then the second one in the middle of the quarter, I'm just using the top of the D12, it's gonna go 7 inches this way, so it's gonna be parked right there. This quadrant, what do we get? 10! 2 pieces of 5x5 terrain and D3 pieces of small terrain. So the D3 small pieces, 3, a silo, a open, actually we'll do a tall and a small, an open and a closed. So the closed one, it's just going to be there, and then the open one will just have to be adjacent, so it's right here. Let's place some crates in and around. On top. This quadrant, just 1 piece. No, 2 pieces. Last one, it's going to be 1 piece. It's appropriately docking bay E. The challenge for this first mission, 10 ancient sentries. This access bay is guarded by robotic guards, so ancient they're barely functional, though they have still enough energy to threaten your crew. Set up 6 ancient sentries per crew participating in this challenge. The ancient sentries are set up equally divided between the 2 zones marked E1 and E2 on the map. They have 2 life each, move 3, combat 3. They are reaction 2, intelligence 1, and they're armed with close combat weapons. Second challenge is 2, which is poison gas leak. Right here, 6 inches from the table edge. So this thing is emitting poisonous gas. Old and broken down pipes have started leaking potent gas and toxins into the bay. The 3 locations marked on the map, poison gas, are the source of the poison gas leak. Each time a crew member activates, they must pass a life save with a success number equal to the number of active poison gas leaks. If they fail, they suffer damage equal to the amount they failed by. The poison gas leaks can be disarmed. They require reaction challenge test 3, which may be made by any crew member within 1 inch of a poison gas leak. This one then, actually, because I have 3 of these little like poison gas generators, 1, 2, and 3. So 1, and then this one's going to be 13 on. Another one 13 on over here. Right, now my setup's not within 3 of an edge. And then it's, I think, 4 inches wide, so not within 7. Basically, within 7, but not within 3. Yeah, 7 by 14, actually, so we'd be a bit further up. So we have to 10 inches up. So I go a little bit further up, which I will. And we're ready for the first turn. Right, so this game uses a system of trying to retain the initiative, a bit like Rogue Stars. So your first one's automatically successful, which means you can have 2 people go back to back, but then it drops to the AI. And the AI gets to then act until it loses the initiative fighting back against you. So the first initiative hold is free, then it's on a 6+. The third crew activation, the second crew member activation is a 6+, the third is a 10+, and then the fourth is a 12+. So you activate automatically with the first one I choose to activate, and then it's basically a 50-50, and then, you know, you're going to a third chance, and then finally you got a 1 in 12 chance of going again. Almost I go, you go, but if you get lucky, you get to chain a few models together. So let's start with a combat challenge, my soldier. So everybody gets 2 actions, a move and an action. So in this case, I'm going to, which you could use to like repair stuff, heal people, whatever. I'm going to try and blast some folks. So I'm going to move up my soldier, going his 4 inches, and then he's going to use his sidearm to blast this ancient robot. I'm going to combat of 5, so I ran up 5 d12s, plus his +2 for having a sidearm. So he's going to roll 7 d12s. Remember, evens are successes, odds are failures. A multiple double 1 is a critical failure. A multiple double 12 is a critical success and counts as doubles. Range test, first things first, we're going to roll my combat for Molson. All the odds come out. I got 3 successes. Once per turn, he can reroll 2 combat dice, so I will, and get an extra success. So 4 successes total. You guys are combat 3, but you do not get your weapon bonus unless it's in melee. So it's ranged attack, so you're just gonna roll 3 combat dice, looking for successes. I could use a different color here, but they're all odd, so none, which means he'll take the difference in damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is the difference. He does not have enough life to survive that, so blah! Different colored dice in the future, so we can differentiate who's who. Destroyed him. He only has 2 life. That's my 2 actions for Molson, so he gets to try to retain the initiative on his crew now, and it's going to be on a 6+. I do with Ange E, and she's going to walk her 4+1 up to here. And then also sidearm blast that fellow who's in the open. I'm going to shoot the one that's in cover. It would increase its armor value by 2. It doesn't have armor, so it gets a base armor of 4+. What that means is that my 2s drop off because you have to roll evens that are at least a 4 or higher. So just to demonstrate that, I will actually do that. Angie's got a combat of 4. She's going to gain 2 dice from her sidearm and go to 6. And 2s will get discarded along with all my odds. Oh, and that was the big deciding thing there. So the 2s go away, as does the 11, because of the cover. And then combat 3 for the ancient robot. Rolls a 12 though, but not 2 12s. It's only a single success and takes 2 damage. That's a difference, which is only got 2 life, so he gets blasted as well. Taking the initiative on a 10+ now. Get a 12, we get to go again. And I completely forgot my life saves for both of these because there's poison gas leaking on the table. So there's 1, 2, 3 poison gas things active. So Molson rolls his life value. It's a life check. If I get at least 3 successes, I hold my breath. Otherwise, I'm going to start choking and losing points of damage. And I got 4 successes, so he was fine. And then Angie gets to do the same. The odds go away though, and we barely get 3 successes, which does make us all right because it's a difficulty of 3. So who am I picking to go next? Let's go with Craig. Clegg, my automated servo man, who's my engineer. His life check, he's gonna get 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter now because it's less than that, so those go away. 3 successes is gonna pass his poison gas check, and he'll also move up 4. He's gonna go 3 and 1 to here, and then he's going to blast that robot in the open. Skill 4 goes to 6, so he's going to get 6, a 2, and a 12, a 2, and a 6. The 11s and the 7 go away, and then 3 dice combat for the robot. 2 successes, so he actually only takes 1 damage. These will get canceled, and he'll go to 1 life remaining. And the initiative again on a 12? No, not this time. So now it's going to pass over to the ancient robots. It doesn't specify which enemies activate in which order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the enemy closest to a crew member and have them activate first, following the AI steps in the game. Now, if they have a ranged weapon, if they are within an inch of a crew member and they basically just melee you. If they're not within an inch of a crew member and have a ranged weapon, they move directly away from the nearest crew member they can see and then shoot. If they don't have a ranged weapon, they move directly towards twice the nearest crew member they can see, and basically fight you in that regards. If they can't see somebody, then they move towards the nearest until they can get in the line of sight. We fight, then move back and shoot, I'm going to assume trying to get into cover. It says directly away, but I'm going to say they're smarter than that and try and get into cover. And then move and fight or double move. The person randomly, if they move into contact with multiple crew members, but they'll attack the person with the lowest life if they start in melee. So closest over here, it's this little guy. He has no ranged weapon. So he's going to move and then move again. Obstacles, so he's just going to go his 3 inches, not be in melee, and then move his 3 inches again. So he will be in melee with Clegg when this is done. At 6+, they retain the initiative. They do. So the next closest will be over here. Again, not in melee, so he's going to move 3, and then 3 again. Compiling out. 10+. Nope. So it's back to the crew. No fighting in melee or shooting penalties, so I'm just going to move up 4 over here with my doctor, Smythe. And he's going to blast with his sidearm. So he's got combat 4, +2 dice for his sidearm. Get rid of the odds. Oof, just 1 success. I mean, he is a doctor. He shall do no harm. And then 3 dice back and gets 2 successes. So they just block the shots. Plus Dash gets to go, the captain. He does. He's going to move and go 4 and then move again. On a total of 8 inches, I think the crew can probably handle this. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I wasn't within an inch. I can re-roll a dice when I'm within an inch of a friend because we're just a happy family. So the beef stands alone. The crew tapped out, so it automatically passes back to the ancient robots. So moving towards the closest thing is going to be 3, and then closest again is going to be over here. Going towards Dash for this wounded robot. And then ditto, moving towards Angie, so going 3 and then 3 again. Round over. Back to the crew. How do we want to do? So we're in a little bit of danger here. Not Smythe, but Clegg is in melee. Engineer Clegg. So I think we start once again with Molson, who's just going to start blasting. He'll move his 4, heading towards this far objective. And he's going to protect old Clegg. He's his buddy. They went to high school together, so 5 dice +2. And he can re-roll up to 2 dice because he is a soldier during the turn. Double 11, so nothing. So that's a grand total of 3 successes. 3 combat dice back. The 5 goes away, and that's 2 successes. So he's injured but not dead. Goes to 1. Maintain the initiative. 4, they do not. So again, starting with the closest, he's going to attack Clegg now. So 3 combat dice, +1 for his ancient weapons. He rolls a single success. And then we're going to fight back. We have no melee weapons, so our combat of 4. And get 2 successes. So in melee combat, what happens is if you have more successes than the attacker and you're the defender, you actually just like cold cock him and bam, he's dead. It doesn't happen in shooting because you're just dodging, but in melee combat, the differential is actually goes to the defender. Do the ancient robots retain on a 6? They don't, so it's back to the crew. Well, we will go with Dash. He's just going to, I think... No, I won't go with Dash, actually. We'll go with the ace pilot, and Angie's gonna take a shot into the wounded robot. So, 4 dice. Once again, forgot the poison gas. So on Molson, gets the critical success, 8 successes, totally fine. Holds his breath like a champion. And then Angie, because she's about to activate, she's going to get 3 successes and also be okay because there's still 3 things operating. She will move up, going 4. We get within an inch of our friend here so we can reroll a die. And we're going to blast the wounded robot. So she's going to have 4 + 2 is going to be 6 dice. And she can reroll. So we'll reroll a 7, I guess. And you get a 12 for 3 successes total. It is going to be combat 3, so blocking 1. He's only got 1 health left, so that robot gets blasted too. The Acron on a 6+ can retain the initiative. They do. The dock, Smythe's just going to move up his 4 inches, staying outside of 1. And get within an inch of his buddy. Clegg here. He's going to blast the sidearm into that last robot. So +2 dice to his base 4. And he'll reroll, I guess, the 11. I get a 2. So all the odds go away. So 2 successes. And then it's 3 dice defense. And they block both. 10+, they can retain again. Nope. So now the robots go. So heading towards the nearest now. The doc's going to get it because he shot him. He's 3 inches in, and it's going to be 3 dice-based combat, +1 for its ancient weapons. The robot attacks and gets a critical! So that's going to be 6 successes. He's defense 4. And he blocks 2, so he takes 4 damage. He's only got 2 health left. Oh, Doctor, heal thyself. They continue on a 6+. They don't. Plague didn't love that, so he's going to move. get away. He's going to go 3, 4 over to here with a move. And he's going to sidearm blast this robot. The Doc could have rerolled one of those dice. No, it still failed. Plague needs to make a oxygen test. He gets 1, 2 successes, takes a point of damage. He's only got 5 left. No, he would have gotten to reroll one of these, actually, because of his friend being nearby. Nope, still fails. So he's got 5 health remaining. And the Doc didn't do his either. He would have also rerolled 1. Woof. Luckily, he gets 3, and he's okay. Had 1 health left. That would have been bad. All right, so now the challenge test. 4 combat, +2 for his range weapon. He's not within an inch. And we can reroll one of these. And get 2 successes, 10 and a 6. 3 defense dice for that ancient robot. Passes 2, he's fine. Oh, looking too easy at the beginning, then we started to get jacked up. All right, so now it's on a 6+. The other one retains. Nope, 9. Or sorry, no, did they retain? Actually, never mind. And they do not, because they needed to roll a 12 there. So now this robot's going to go, and he's going to move 3 towards the nearest, and he's going to fight Molson. No. So 3 combat, +1 for his ancient weapons. He gets 1 success. Molson's got 4 combat dice. He's armor 4, actually, so the 10 does hit. And he's going to get 1, 2 successes. He can reroll a die, though, because his friend's there. 3 successes and do a point of damage. 5, what am I doing? No, so he can roll 2 combat dice once per turn, but I've done that already this turn. So he gets a grand total of 1, 2, 3 successes to his 1. Difference of 2. He just smashes this guy as he comes in. It's just Dash. All right, Dash. I need you to go turn one of these off. So you're just gonna move. Head over to this thing. Do you hold your breath long enough? With your life of 6. 1, 2, 3, you're fine. Life test on 2 dice now, actually, which is terrifying. I did it on 6 dice before because it was before I got attacked. He'd already activated, luckily. Otherwise, he would have been super dead. So it's a new turn, turn 3. All right, well, we need to turn at least one of these. You need to go last, because if you don't, we're in trouble. So we're going to go with, I think, Molson. He's just going to turn around. He's going to shoot this guy in the back with 7 dice. So first, his poison gas test. He's gonna reroll one of these for being near Angie and get 1, 2 successes. So you actually take a point of damage and have 5 left. Then we're gonna go and shoot you in the back. So combat 5 +2 dice for having the sidearm. So 7 dice total. Looking for evens, and I'll reroll 2 for my once per turn and an extra 1 for Angie, but I've got doubles so far. Yeah, that's gonna be 10 damage. 3, he hit my friend. He got 1, 2 successes, so 10 damage minus 2 is 8 damage. This guy suffers critical existence failure. So with nobody left on the table, we retain the initiative automatically now. I'm not going to activate him until much later. We're going to start with the boss. He's just going to stand there, and he's going to try and fix this thing. Reaction test, he's reaction 5. He's got no friends, though, and it requires... It's challenge test 3, so I need 3 successes to turn it off. It's going to be more than 3, that's 4. Shut down 1. Did he take any damage from the poison gas? That's going to be 1, 2, 3, he's fine. With Angie, she's just going to walk over to this one. She also has to make a challenge test to not die, but it's only 2 successes now because there's 2 down. So she passes 1, 2. Then we're going to walk with... you've got a 5 health left, so 5 dice try and pass this test now. It's success 2. He gets 1 success, but he can reroll 1 for his friend being within an inch. It's a challenge. He gets 2 successes and he's okay. So he'll walk his 4 over to this one. And then his second action, he's going to try and fix it. His reaction, because he's an engineer, once per game, treat the challenge level at 0. And his reaction's 5 with his... Yeah, just 5. So he's got reaction of 5, and he's success 0. So he just needs 1 success here. He's got it. So he managed to shut this one off too. 1 remaining. I only need 1 success now, but I have to get 1 or I'm going to die. So with Smythe, does he manage to hold his breath long enough? Nope, he takes a point of damage, goes down to 1. He's just gonna try and patch himself up. He needs to not be choking to death right now. So he has a intelligence of 5, +2 for the medibag, and then he's gonna be rolling 7 dice, and but only the 6 pluses count. And every success heals a point of damage. Cool, so critical success, which doubles it all. So he heals 10 health. Okay, folks, he feels fine. New turn, Angie's just gonna activate. There's 1 active gas thing now. She's got 6 dice. She takes a damage. Doesn't have a friend nearby to help her, so she chokes on her way in. She's gonna try and disable the final poison gas leak. She has a reaction of a gajillion. So her hyper scanner gives her +2 to reaction challenges. And that's going to give her a total of 8 dice, looking for 3 successes. Ultimate Ace, she can reroll, and she can avoid, oh sorry, +2 reaction to avoid damage. I forgot, she holds her breath extra well, she's fine. I forgot she has like the best avoid damage from obstacles, environmental stuff. So she's going to roll 8 dice, 2, 4, 6, 8, to try and fix this leak. She needs 3 of these. She gets 1, 2, 3, so she's good. And she can also reroll 1 of these ones. Nah, so we fix it. So that's going to end the mission as all of the obstacles and challenges are now gone. And we go into the post game. So as we end the challenge ends when all the enemies are defeated. Your crew discovers multiple exits leading out of the area. Sorry, and we turn off all the poison gas and discuss which exit to take. Eventually, they decide to leave it up to chance. So when your crew completes this challenge, roll on the table below to see which challenge is next. I'm gonna do two challenges per episode. So 1 more challenge today. So what's the challenge? 2. It's going to be challenge 3. No one was taken out of action, so no having to roll 2d12 on the injuries and death table. Experience, we got none granted by the challenge, but every crew member that survived the challenge gains 1, so everybody's going to get 1 point. The commander gains a bonus if they survive as well. Didn't find any knowledge shards, so no extra abilities. Between missions, we clear off all of our damage per the FAQ, and we're going to set up challenge number 2. Challenge number 3, rather. Around my map, we moved into challenge 3. So we are in the repair bay. Read the following before playing the challenge. Your crew finds themselves in a mostly empty bay, although you spot ancient disused tools and perhaps ancient alien engine parts scattered about. The largest feature of the room is a large alien engine that sits in the center, a forgotten repair project from a bygone age. As you move in the room, strange shapes begin to appear in the dim emergency lighting. Strange creatures crawling forward, distended jaws opening. Set up as per the map. In addition, set up 4 starving mutants per crew participating in the challenge. The starving mutants are evenly divided between areas marked E1 and E2. In addition, there's 2 starving mutants per crew participating that are hidden. If these are discovered, they're placed in the map as normal, divided between E1 and E2. Going for terrain, top quadrant, it's going to be 2 large pieces and D3 scatter. So 2 large plus pumping station. The next one's going to be just 2 large pieces. Down here, it's 2 large pieces again. Last but not least, oops, this past quadrant is just 1 large piece. Mutants are a bit more terrifying than the rest of this stuff. These hunched mutant figures are twisted and gnarled, though they still think of their slight gleam of intelligence in their eyes. You shudder to think of how long they've been here, or worse, where they came from. 3 life this time instead of 2, move 5, they're way faster. Combat 3, reaction 2, intelligence 1. They have sharp teeth and wicked claws for +1 combat in close. And then special ability, if they deal 3 more damage with a single combat challenge test, they regain a life. We're gonna happen at the start of the second turn. I will read that, but we go into round 1. So let's start with Molson once again. We're gonna move up our 4 to here and just blast one of these hungry mutants because they look dangerous. Nice +2 for his sidearm. And he can reroll up to 2 of these. So he's going to reroll these 2. And get a total of 2, 4, 6 successes. 3 combat back. Beefs it all. This guy just gets blasted. And one of these mutants is now dead. I forgot to roll for my hidden markers. I'm going to have, what's her name? Angie do it. because she has the highest reaction of 2, which means I only need 2 successes for these 2 extra guys to get placed on the board. They'll activate last, though, after everybody else goes. She's reaction 6, and then she has 2 dice from her hyper scanner, so more likely than not, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. We definitely had them placed on the table. All right, so Molson activated to retain the initiative on a 6. Nope. So starting with the closest, we did reveal these guys. We're going to have these little fellas go. They're movement 5, so they're gonna move 10 towards the nearest. So that's gonna be 8, and then 2 more for this one. Just comes peeling over. Tries to retain on a 6. They don't, so it's back to the crew. That's convenient. Angie's gonna go. She's gonna move into cover, and then blast this guy. She'll move up next to Molson, so she can get a reroll. So blasting with her sidearm, 4 dice for her combat, plus 2 for her sidearm, gives her 6. She can reroll 1 of these, but she gets, well, I guess I could reroll that one if I wanted. Yeah, okay. 1 is 12 successes because I critical 2 12s. So because he's pretty much dead, he's combat 3. He blocks 1 and takes 11 damage and just evaporates. First run of the breach, bad idea against this crew apparently. So now we're back on a 6+, see if we can retain. And we don't. Do, because that's, yeah, because it's first activation this round, so that's a 9. So we do succeed in that one. So who do we want to have go? Well, we can't see a lot else, so I think we go with the Doc. He's just going to move his... we'll go with... You're going to move up to that alien tech in case it becomes important. Just moving. The boss will do much the same. And then, so... sorry, I'm on a 12 now. No, he does not. Back to the aliens. The next closest would be over here. So 3, 6, 9, and 1, because they're moving 5. Come peeling out, and then on a 6+ retain. Yup. Next closest is probably over here. So 3, 6, 9, and then 10. Gets into melee, but doesn't fight because it had a double move. Now it's on a 10+? No. Alright, well, then I guess we go with the captain. He'll walk 4. Over to here, and he's going to sidearm this guy. 6 dice. He gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, because I criticaled again with double 12s. 3 combat to get back, so that's going to be 6 damage. He also dies on a 6. Nope. So it's back to the mutants, and we're running a little low on mutants here. They're going to go 10 towards the nearest, which is the captain. Retain on a 6+. Nope. So it's just the Doc left. He'll walk over 4, so you can get that reroll. He'll sidearm this mutant on combat 4+2. I can reroll 1 of these and get 3 successes, and then combat 3 to dodge. Blocks nothing and also dies because he only has 3 life. The whole crew gone, so it's just this little guy, and he's going to come running out his 10 to here. And now we read the paragraph because it's the end of the round. Fission reactor, alien tech, objective, fission reactor. This obstacle is not activated until the start of the second turn. At the start of the second turn, place the objective FR on the map in the position indicated. The combat in the room has damaged the ancient fission reactor, not only restarting it, but causing a cascade effect within it that will lead to a meltdown and destroy everything in the room. Disarming the fission reactor is an intelligence test with a intelligence challenge test with 5 with an 8+. May be attempted by any crew member within 1 inch of the FR objective. If this challenge is not completed by the end of the 4th turn of the game, it explodes and everyone's instantly out of action and removed from play. Roll as normal on the injuries and death table, rerolling any rolls of 12+. Anyone who survives has done so by miracle and may continue their exploration on Space Station 0 as normal. That's bad. This thing's melting down. So we have the initiative. All right, well, and we need to clear the decks here. So we're just going to start with, because you need to live because you're the engineer. So we're going to start with Molson. He's just going to range combat and try and shoot that one hungry ghost. So he has 5, 6, 7 dice because of his sidearm. And he's going to roll double 1s, but he's going to re-roll these because he has the once per turn re-roll. And get a 12 instead. So he gets a grand total of, these go away, 4 successes. Oh, he can re-roll 1 more because he's got a friend nearby. No, he gets another 1. Blocks 1, but takes 3 damage and dies. Let's see if they can retain the initiative now. They do on a 6+. So the cap's gonna go, and he's gonna blast this guy. Within one of a friend, so he doesn't need to go anywhere else. He's just gonna use his combat of 4 plus 2 dice for his sidearm, and roll 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. He'll reroll this for having harmonious culture. No, so 4 successes total. 3 combat, try and dodge for that mutant. Dodges 1. It's going to give him a total of 3 damage, and he'll also die. So now we got to disarm this thing before it explodes. We retain the initiative now, and we're just going to go with the Doc, I think, and he's going to walk up and try first, because we want friends within an inch. So it's an 8+ challenge test, requiring 5. So intelligence challenge 5, 8+. So only the 8+s count. It's an intelligence check on 8+. The Doc has an intelligence of 5, so he's rolling 5 dice, and we get to sum up these successes. So we need 5 of these eventually. Let's see what we get. We can re-roll 1 for having a crew nearby. We get 1 success with the 10. That's the engineer. We're gonna set the challenge TN to 0 for this one. His intelligence is 5. So at least he doesn't need the 8+ that everybody else needs. And he's gonna roll 5 dice and get 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. I'll reroll this one. 5 successes, even without the 8+. Then we got the whatchamacallit, 2 here. Gives us our 6 total successes. He shuts down. He's like, step aside, Doc, I got this. That one had a scratch. Man, if we didn't have an engineer, we'd have been so hosed in this mission. So we're gonna get 2 XP for the boss, because he survived, and 1 for everybody else to go to 2. Rewards for this one, this bay has many old sets of tools and engine parts. Even though much of the gear is damaged or deteriorated beyond repair, some is in shockingly good condition. This room contains a mini lab kit and a hyper scanner. Challenge ends when all the mutants are defeated and the fission reactor is disarmed. Note if the fission reactor is not disarmed at the end of the 4th turn, the challenge ends and everybody's dead anyway. So there's a single exit that goes to challenge 4, a jammed door. At a dead end, we're allowed to backtrack, but any completed rooms are basically marked safe. I don't have to repeat the challenge to go through again. So this will be our next mission. So the mini lab kit's gonna go on Clegg. He gets +1 to his intelligence challenges, and we'll give the hyper scanner to Dash, so that he's now got the same effect that Ange E has, where he gets +2 to his reaction tests. So here we go at the end of the game, managing to get through 2 rooms. We'll do 2 per adventure episode, I think, for this one, and get all the way to a fabrication bay. So we'll be back with that one in 2 weeks. Big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more Space Station 0. Till then, Ash. Happy gaming. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continuing to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.